Conor McGregor called out by former UFC star who wants promotional return to compete on White House Supercard. After finding out about the UFC's plan to host an event on the grounds of the White House, Conor McGregor immediately opted in to make his comeback. A few weeks ago, the U.S. President Donald Trump announced that he and the UFC are in spectacular talks to hold an event on the grounds of the White House. Immediately that sparked the interest of some of the sport's biggest stars, including consensus greatest fighter of all time Jon Jones, who re-entered the testing pool after an extremely brief retirement. But it wasn't only Jones who teased a comeback, as Conor McGregor also notified Dana White of his interest in competing on the historic event. Conor McGregor's rival calls for return on White House event. With this set to be the biggest event in the sport's history, White has claimed there is a possibility that both Jones and McGregor could compete on the card. Not only that, but the UFC boss admitted that his dream main event for the potential event is a heavyweight title fight between Tom Aspinall and Jones, having missed out on that fight following Jones' recent retirement. And Conor McGregor is never short of fighters wanting to fight him, with his most likely opponent for his comeback being Michael Chandler. However, potentially his biggest current rival and former UFC star Mike Perry has called for a return to the promotion to take on the Notorious. Platinum Perry and McGregor have been feuding for a while now, after McGregor jokingly fired him from BKFC after he lost his boxing fight against Jake Paul. "I want the UFC to bring me back for the White House card to fight Conor McGregor instead of Michael Chandler. What weight are they doing? I'll cut to 170 pounds for that," Perry said on the Overdogs podcast. McGregor and Perry recently faced off ahead of potential clash. Although it may seem like a long shot right now, there is potential for Perry to return to the premier promotion considering his body of work in BKFC since leaving the UFC. Not only that, but he and McGregor recently faced off on stage at a BKFC press conference, continuing to keep their feud in the headlines. Despite continuing to make the headlines for all the wrong reasons, with the White House event set to be the biggest in UFC history, it seems certain that the former double champion will play a part in it.